Look, we've all been in accidents. Hopefully, you're not involved in an accident where you are injured. But part of filing a claim with any insurance company is giving a statement. Now, when I say give a recorded statement, I mean to the person's insurance carrier. If the police officer asks you what happened, you 100% want to tell him what happened. Be as succinct and specific as you can. I was driving through, he ran the red light. I was driving, I was stopped at a stop sign, I got hit from behind. When you talk to police officers, tell them what happened, tell them what you noticed the other car do, which way they were coming from. If you had a green turn signal, don't say I had a green light. Say I had a green turn arrow. Because if you have a green light, then the person coming from the other side, they also have a green light, and you have to yield if you're turning left at them. So describe the turn signal, describe the lights, and tell them what the other person did. You could say the other car was flying, or you could describe their speed. But you don't need to write them a novel on your for your statement. Also, before you do a recorded statement for an insurance company, they're going to ask you lots of questions. They're going to ask them in an order that is designed to try to get you to say something that hurts your case. They're not just riffing, asking you whatever comes to mind. The adjusters in these claims are reading from a script to suit the needs of that particular accident. And the questions are designed, and they may sound casual or conversational or innocuous questions to you, but the way that you answer those questions and the things you emphasize can determine whether they will deny the claim or not. And it's not that you're telling the truth or not telling the truth. We as human beings tend to talk for a long time about a very short period of time. You're driving through a green light, you see a corner, see a car coming in from your right, and they're running a red light, and all of a sudden they hit you. Well, when you're describing that, you will describe it, a lot of people will tend to describe it as if time was standing still. I was driving, I saw that car coming, I'm thinking, surely they're not going to come out. And then I see them going under the light, and I'm thinking, oh no, here they come, I hope they stop. And then the person taking that statement, what it sounds like is, you saw them way back there and had plenty of time, and you weren't paying attention. You didn't take reasonable steps to avoid the collision, and you're 3% at fault. Well, in Alabama, if you're at fault at all, even 1%, contributory negligence bars you from recovering against that person. Those questions are designed to get you talking and to say something that gives the impression that you didn't do something, even something small, exactly like you should have. And once you're on a recorded statement, then if there's a lawsuit, then guess what? That recorded statement, their lawyer has it. And if you go back and if you want to try to explain that, then they'll say, well, why didn't you say it here? And they'll pull things out of context, and it can end your case before it starts. I've represented a lot of people who, before I get the report, they say, yes, the other person admitted fault. They said, it's my fault, I'm sorry. Then we contact the insurance company, and they, lo and behold, that person has given their carrier a completely different story. And all of a sudden they're trying to say it's your fault. It is vital, and especially in cases where there may be two different accounts of what happened. If that's the case, then you need to contact an attorney as soon as you can, because what the attorney can do is can look for video cameras there, can talk to the police officer, can get an investigator out there to take measurements, can get someone to pull the black box data off one of the vehicles to see how fast that car was going, or which was the accelerator pressed down, at what percent was the brake press, were there any moves made, and you can sometimes recreate or reconstruct what happened. But evidence gets stale just like bread does. If you don't gather it and preserve it, then you could be left out in the cold come time to file the suit or get a verdict. I encourage you, even if you're not going to hire an attorney, even if you're not injured and need a lawyer, uh, speak to somebody, speak to an attorney before you talk to an insurance company, an insurance adjuster before you give a statement. A lawyer can tell you what they're going to ask, the types of questions, and could just prepare you a little bit so that you'll feel comfortable answering the questions, and you'll answer them truthfully, but also in a way that doesn't give them the wrong idea and that can hurt, that can stop your case before it starts.